We found out Boruto actually discovered countless alternate timelines of his world. How there is a new Shinjutsu called 10 Directions that changes everything we thought we knew about the story thus far. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 13 has had the entire chapter leaked. And my boy,
I love you. I love you beyond all limit.
We thought that Boruto's future sight power from Momoshiki was how Boruto knew all this information about the worst possible futures, but it turns out my boy Kashin motherfucking Koji unlocked a Shinjutsu called 10 Directions. Before the video starts, I need everybody to slice that subscribe button now. I'm on the road to 50K. I need everyone to subscribe and become a real ninja today. Appreciate you. This new Shinjutsu 10 Directions is derived from Shibai Otsutsuki, being that we learned that a motto implanted all the Kara members with Shibai cells, but Koji, in his particular case, had his awakening of Shinjutsu near death against Ishiki. So essentially, Koji has visions of all the possible futures that could unfold on some Doctor Strange like time stone type of shit. So with this, he can prepare to stop all the worst possible outcomes because of his knowledge of the thousands of routes that the future can take. So this concept really aligns with the alternate timeline concept per se. Not a multiverse, but there are alternate timelines that are created based upon key moments. So imagine the future as like a tree with a lot of branches. So every choice leads to a new branch, creating multiple stories. So it's like a fight between different possible outcomes. Once one key moment happens, the other outcomes that were possibilities don't exist anymore. So all these branches don't exist simultaneously. Instead, each potential outcome represents a different path that the future could take based upon the choices / key choices, key moments that happen. So when a decision is made, one path is followed, and then the other possible outcomes remain unrealized, which is what we see when different stuff happens in the chapter. So we, the audience, learned about all of this because once Boruto got 360 Bijou Bomb quick scope by Judah last chapter, this chapter we see that my boy, he falling in and out of consciousness. And it's to the point to where Boruto damn in Dream World, my boy had a flashback after he got sniped, and it showed us how after Boruto lost Sasuke to the Ten Tails, Kashin Koji ended up coming to save him, and you know, they politicked and chopped it up, and he learned about Kashin Koji's new Shinjutsu, that we now know Koji is his mentor, and he taught him a lot of shit that he saw within a lot of these futures that were, you know, high possibilities of happening. And with all this information that he got from Koji, Boruto gains infinite wisdom. So the readers, we've always wondered how Boruto became so advanced and knowledgeable within the time skip between Boruto Part 1 and 2 Blue Vortex. We thought my boy was just, you know, grinding. He's a prodigy. He learned from Sasuke. Low-key, it was a possibility that that boy was just saucy like that. But it's a culmination. Part of it was Sasuke's intense training. And like I said, Boruto's prodigious, you know, level of aptitude for learning stuff. But the other half that we never knew is that Koji taught Boruto all the future skills / jutsu he would need from what he saw in the future. This is why this boy was OP as hell and just came in just slapping everybody in their mama, because he was like, yo, like, I could tell the future, so like I already can tell what I gonna need to, you know, saying pack you up and send you to the crib. So Boruto, you know, knew a lot of this information in advance, and Koji you know, gave him a skill set that would allow him to prevent, you know, all these diabolical outcomes. So Koji, he taught him flying Raijin Jutsu, and it's highly likely that he taught him the Rasengan Uzuhiko, both techniques related to Kashin Koji's template Jiraiya, whose student was Minato Namikaze, and Boruto's grandfather. So it makes sense that Kashin Koji taught Boruto the flying Raijin technique, because Minato likely taught Jiraiya the technique or introduced it to him. So Koji's gonna have all that information because he was made from Jiraiya type shit. So let's talk about the worst possible future. So Koji mentions the worst possible future being one where the Ten Tails breaks free from Code's control and the sentient Senju are created. So Koji mentions that Judah is supposed to kill Boruto too, based upon what he saw with 10 directions in this worst possible future. So this is the timeline we're currently like reading right now, where the Ten Tails Shinju guys are created. But in this chapter we see that the timeline branches off into a whole new direction through divine intervention, as Jura calls it, because Judah, he was supposed to kill Boruto this chapter. He was literally about to fire the finishing blow, but then Bug came out and said we need to take back that Thorn Soul to the HQ so that it won't rot. So Boruto not being killed, or Judah not killing Boruto, really just threw the timeline in a whole new direction, because Kashin Koji told Boruto that, you know, Jura was supposed to kill him, and so Boruto was probably like, oh, so this is how it happens. So we even see that in the original vision that Koji saw, a Shinju Shinki was created. So this could have been due to Boruto dying, or like everything happens because of key moments. So that variation of that alternate timeline could have only existed because Boruto died. So at the same time, we don't really know who the new Shinju will be in the beginning of the next chapter, and since I feel like they haven't shown it, I don't think it's gonna be Shinki anymore. I just think that was part of the worst possible outcome that could have happened, you know what I'm saying? So I really have no clue who the new Shinju would be. Realistically speaking, it could be anybody, but I hope they make it someone interesting, because that just makes these fights way more, you know, epic in terms of having these evil distorted versions of, you know, your favorite characters that you would kind of never see these type of characters fight each other, but now they're fighting the Shinju variation. So I think that it could definitely create some dope fights and some dope interactions, but you know, we gotta see. I literally don't think it could be Shinki, because why would they not just show, you know, that alternate timeline being realized? I think it's not realized because something changed, something pivotal happened, and I think Shibai is responsible for saving Boruto per se, because Shibai literally has omnipotence, has 10 directions, so he can see all of this stuff happening, you know, from a 4D level, from like an above level. So he might have thought Boruto is interesting, I'm gonna save Boruto, because he's probably like some chosen Otsutsuki that's supposed to save the world. So Shibai is likely like, you know, he's done with his mortal endeavors. He wants to just play chess with, you know, all the different playing people that are playing figures that are in the world right now. So I think that was Shibai intervening. Even Jorah said, yo, this doesn't even make sense, like this has to be divine intervention. So I think things are gonna get really interesting. This is probably one of my favorite chapters, I gotta like have some more time to analyze, but definitely one of my favorite chapters in the manga right now, because it was just so lore filled. I'm a really like big lore guy, as you know. I make a lot of theories and I do a lot of breakdowns and analysis. So for me, this is gold. I'm gonna keep breaking down different stuff. I'm gonna drop a video, you know, explaining some more things. So, you know, I'm back on the YouTube grind. I gotta put out an update video too. So everybody subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you know when I drop that next video. It's been your boy Anime Analyst, aka the Young Jiggy Ninja. I'm gone. Peace.